better, everyone. Again. So I started off with some Starfighter quotes, but I had the microphone muted, so you missed all that. Too bad. But anyways, I got a new Starfighter T-shirt. We got Last Starfighter on YouTube, but just the initial stuff saying reading Starfighter, the video game. Anyways, just wanted to give you guys an update on things because it's the weekend. I used to do these on Friday, but I don't get the afternoon off on Friday anymore. So I'm going to do these when I can on the weekends, Saturday or Sunday probably, depending on what my weekend looks like. But I got a few things I want to talk about. Again, I'm saying a lot because that's what I do apparently. First things we're going to talk about is movies, which aren't games, but they're cool and they give us a lot of inspiration. So I wanted to include some things going on. The obvious one this week is, of course, the release of the long-awaited sequel to Blade Runner 2049. I have not seen it yet. I'm probably going to go tomorrow. It's getting awesome reviews, so I'm quite looking forward to it. I'm not a huge Blade Runner fan. I respect it. It is a movie that was hugely influential on sci-fi and that kind of cyberpunk-ish worlds, but I've never been a huge fan of it. I've watched it a few times, and I've always been like, I was kind of slow. But I mean, Tears in the Rain is pretty classic. I like the tie-ins that people have brought in with Soldier. I think it's a cool world. It's just the movie never really captured my imagination. So hopefully 2049 does. So I know that's blasphemy to a lot of people, but such is life. Such is life. Um, Also this week, the trailer for Pacific Rim 2 dropped. I know a lot of people hate this movie. They think it's dumb and stupid and blah, blah, blah. I'd like to say that generally mechs, the concept is not that stupid, but it definitely is kind of stupid. They're not the most effective fighting concept in the world, but they are cool. And that's the entire point of these movies, is to have robots kicking the ass of giant monsters. And if that's what you want, if you want like some good popcorn animation and action, you want to just enjoy it, go for it. Don't look for an Oscar-winning cool movie that's gonna have you know that kind of concept. So I can't do that. Hey Damien, how's it going? I was gonna try and click back, but it just causes recursion, so we shouldn't do that. But anyways, back to my point. It's a fun movie. It's not supposed to be action or Oscar-winning. It's not supposed to be a hard sci-fi epic. It's supposed to be giant robots kicking the hell out of monsters. That's what it's going to be. So I'm excited for that. It should be a good ride, hopefully. Anyways, also on my list of things is I wanted to say, if you have not checked it out yet, go check out Oats Studio. They just released Adam the Mirror, which I just watched. It's a pretty cool concept. Go check it out. Lots of good ideas there for your your game if you're in the sci-fi worlds. It's pretty cool. It's reminiscent, I thought, a little bit of the concept behind Legion of the Damned by Dietz. I don't know how to say his name. But which is also a cool series of books. They're not even remotely the same, but they have a little bit of concept that is similar. If you like sci-fi, check out Oat Studio. He does a bunch of other stuff. This is Neil Blomkamp's YouTube channel right now. Since he kind of got shut down on Alien, the new Alien movie, he's kind of gone this direction. Now he's releasing videos. His first one had Sigourney Weaver in it. This one's all rendered in Unity, but it's still very cool. It's a cool concept and a cool thing to check out. So go do that. Oats Studio, which is why it's Oats this morning. So cool stuff. And then the next thing I wanted to do was direct you guys to Terra Genesis, because I just came back to this site when I was trying to paint my pillar, and I don't know, it's older, so it might not be one of those things that everyone. Can anyone even hear me? Because I don't have my fucking microphone on. Shit. Let's try this again. Hey, is this better? Can people hear me now? Did you hear me before? I don't know. I hope so. Oh, I gotta go back to my YouTube here, sir. What's going on here? Volume is low. How about now? How about now, Damien? Can you hear me now? I didn't have my microphone on because I'm stupid. This is hard. Wait for my response to see if we get one there. Still low. Let's see if we can crank this up. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2 1 2. Better? Sweet. Okay, cool. So I'm not going to repeat everything, just to go back over them quickly. New Starfighter t-shirt, Blade Runner 2049, Adam, the Mirror, Neil Blomkamp's YouTube channel, Oats Studio. Go check that out. Lots of cool stuff there. Pacific Rim 2 trailer, good popcorn movie. I hope should be exciting to go play and see, and don't expect a hard sci-fi version of Mechs because you're not going to get that. All right, back to where I was. Hopefully, I didn't completely screw this up. All this new live stuff's still new to me, and normally I don't have someone actually listening, so I don't know what's going on the other end. But I appreciate that, Damien. That's awesome. Glad to have you here. Uh, so Terra Genesis, I was talking about. This is an older site, so maybe in the future now, where we are now, people don't know about it. I don't know. It's a site that I used to really, really, really like. Not, and I wasn't even building terrain then. I just thought it was cool. I liked it. I mean, I built a little bit, but not much. I wasn't really into the hobby like I am now. But I thought it was such a cool website that I spent a lot of time here. And it was, I just want to make sure everyone knew about it because it's not really super active anymore. I say they have a link to their new active forum, but I don't know how active it is. But there's all kinds of resources and galleries and articles and projects on here. Had some ideas for vegetation. I got all these different how to do palm trees with scouring pads. So, I mean, there is a ton of cool stuff on here. And I think it may have largely been forgotten in this era of YouTube and blogs. So go check out Terra Genesis. There's a lot of cool stuff here. Bits and pieces. Then you got cookie cutter doors. He's making doors with cookie cutters for 50 millimeter. That's pretty cool. There's a lot of cool stuff on this site. Highly recommend. I would say go check that out. So that's the first thing in gaming this week I want to talk about. And again, I just found this site again because I was trying to find an article on how to paint marble. And this site is what I found, what I came across. And I was like, oh, we should talk about this. So we're going to go to Kickstarters now because there's a couple Kickstarters going on right now. Some of you may find them interesting. You may not. They're not hugely interesting to me, but I thought I would share them with you guys. Anyways, the first one is the Starfighter Miniatures Kickstarter. If you're playing Starfighter, or Starfighter, my mind's on Starfighter. If you're playing Starfinder, they've got a funded Kickstarter for official miniatures, space goblins, all that kind of stuff. Not really my thing per se. I've got a bunch of sci-fi stuff coming in the new Bones Kickstarter, and I may or may not ever play Starfinder. It looks like I think it looks like a cool system, but I may never play it. So, anyways, go check that out. I'll put, of course, the links below in my description down below. Webcam thing is hard. The next thing I want to talk about is spaceships, because this is Starships and Steel. So it's not just fantasy. I do want to talk about sci-fi stuff as well, which I guess is actually really all I've talked about so far this stream. I got a little bit of fantasy stuff coming. Don't worry. Don't worry. It's not all science fiction. But the first one that I came across was this Spaceship Miniatures STL file for gaming. Again, a Kickstarter. Again, it's a funded Kickstarter. He's just going to give you a bunch of STL files so you can print out ships. So if you play full thrust or you need ships for your other war games or whatever, you get a whole bunch of ships this way. So that's pretty cool. I'm probably not going to block that or back that either, just because I'm lazy and cheap, and I've got a lot of Kickstarters on the go right now. What else we got going on? Another thing I found on Thingiverse, speaking of starships, that's not it. Let's go here. This shipbuilder starter set by Kevin. It hasn't been updated in a while, but just pop open this makes thing and get that bigger. Apparently not. Can't make it bigger. It sucks. Whatever. Anyways, it's an STL file for printing parts. So you print some parts, And he's made the hole in the middle of them the same size as a piece of filament. So you can print these out and build these cool ships. Well, I can make it bigger. And just assemble whatever kind of ships you want, right? So that's pretty neat little modular spaceship system. He's got a couple other ones that he's worked on. So there's not just this one, but he hasn't worked on them in a while. So too bad. If you're out there, Kevin, I would say this is a cool project. You should definitely check it out, and you should keep going. Because I guess there's not that many makes, but I'm going to download this and print it out and see how it works. A bunch of different mag ships, the Observer. He's got a couple different concepts. The first one I showed you was being put together with filament, and then the next one's, which one's pretty sweet, Damien? I got lag, so I don't know if you're about one of the Kickstarters or about this modular spaceship system. But so he's got the first one, which is filament, and you put filament in between, and then he's got Shipbuilder 2, where they kind of go together and click, and then his last one that he put out is using rare earth magnets, so you put those in the ships and then click them together, so you can actually put them. Well, you can change them when you're playing them, I guess, which is kind of neat. Yeah, I think it's pretty cool too. It's something I've been looking for, so it's definitely a thing I'm going to print out, and I'll probably do a video on it in terms of building ships. It's one of the videos I've wanted to do for the channel is the shipyards, where we learn how to build spaceships, because spaceships and learning how to build them and building them from scratch, not that I've built very many, is what got me back into gaming. I was looking for a simple system to play spaceship battles because I remembered playing Starfleet battles and having a good time. Apparently my thing is too small here. Make that big again. All right. Yeah, so I was looking for a simple system. I found full thrust, and full thrust led me to 15 millimeter. And those guys were building terrain and cool things, just like the old days. And I was like, oh, I want to play that. So I got into that a little bit. And then I found, of course, DMG Info, DM's Craft, DM Scotty, and then Black Magic. And, well, now I got my own channel. So rock and roll. Because it's important to give back to the community, right? So this is what I try and do. So, Starship&Steel. I want to talk a little bit about, no, I don't want to exit. I want to make my window smaller. I'm going to go back to this. So it's Christmas time. Well, it's Halloween, but at Michael's it's Christmas time. These mats are not super cheap in Canada. They're about 40 bucks. They are about 3 feet by 1.5 feet. So 36 by 18 inches, which would cover half of my gaming surface if I wanted to use it for that. But with a coupon, that's only going to make it about 20 bucks. So you get like a vinyl play mat that covers half your surface. It's all cobblestone, which I've seen used by one of the guys in the Conan group for Solomon Kane for his cityscapes. Looks pretty cool. I might pick up 2 of these. I might only pick up 1 of them. Just be cool to run them down your main part of your gaming surface, put buildings on either side. It would look, I think, a lot. He got his and put a wash over it. So when I do get it, I'll probably do a review of that and some ideas on how to make it look cooler. Because I know it's going to look a little bit shiny. Because I've played with this Christmas Village stuff before. Not for miniatures, but because I'm a Christmas nerd and I love my Christmas Village. That's right, I have a Christmas Village and it's awesome. All right, what else we got? We're getting close to where I want to go. Oh, I did that one already. The last thing, we were talking about what kind of games we like to play on one of the Facebook groups yesterday. And I started by condemning his concept of what he liked, which was shitty. I'm like, and then he's like, what kind of game do you like to play? I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't answer your question. I was being a dick. So, I may talk about my feelings about that subject because I think it's actually relevant to the RPG world. And whether you agree with me or not, maybe you want to hear my concepts. Anyways, we started talking about a different game system, which was Legend of the Five Rings. So I haven't had a chance to look at this yet, but I wanted to let everyone know that the Legend of the Five Rings RPG beta rule book, which is like a Japanese samurai RPG system, is they have new beta rules for the next edition from Fantasy Flight, and they are currently free. That's right. So go download them and give them a shot because maybe they're cool. I don't know. Maybe they suck too, but we'll take a look together. Where are you? I can't see your name. Is it Dirigio? Dirigo? Hobby Lobby. Yeah, we don't have Hobby Lobby here, but I mean I've seen all of the issues surrounding it. If you have certain views in the world, which aren't bad views, just whatever views you have, they're probably diametrically opposed because they've made a stand, and that can definitely hurt business. I mean, I don't know where Michael sits on that situation, but they haven't made that stand. They just go sell their stuff. And in general, I think Michael's is actually hugely overpriced. So if they don't have the 50% off coupon, I generally do not shop there. Especially for airbrushes. Holy crap. Even with the 50% off coupon, their airbrushes were the same price as the artist store. It was crazy. Crazy. All right, so that's Legend of the Five Rings. Free beta rules. I will take a look at those and see what I think of them. I'm probably not going to play anytime soon because I'm still playing the Conan RPG. I'm probably going to pick up Savage Worlds in the next little while because I'm interested in that, and I want to get the Solomon Kane version because I think I want to try that too. But Modiphius might get their stuff together and get their John Carter stuff rolling, in which case I'm going to go that way. So, yeah, well, you can move north and move to Canada. You can immigrate. We're pretty cool. We have maple syrup. We say thank you. We're good people. And also, Black Magic Craft, also Canadian. Just saying. Lots of cool Canadians out there. But that's everything on my magic outline. So yeah, we got back bacon. We got all kinds of bacon, man. We don't just have back bacon. Canadian bacon. It's a good movie. You guys have anything you want to add to this conversation before we, shut her down and I see how much of an abysmal atrocity the beginning of this stream was? Well, I can't really, tell you any advice about that because I don't really understand how to make women do what you want or even suggest how they do what you want because I have no idea. I'll tell you that right now. Just be good to them, I guess. That's all you can do. They be good to you, you be good to them. Started building some tiles from wood. One of the guys in Black Magic was building them like this. Can you see that? With bricks underneath the wood. So if you guys follow Black Magic, when he builds his tiles, which are what these are based on, he always finishes the sides so that when you stack them, you can stack them and have like a 3D setup and still have it covered with terrain, which is pretty cool. Give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna pop over here and grab so these are my basic stone tiles. So you see they don't have any texturing on the side. So these ones do. And they're a little bit smaller because I'm cutting them on the Proxon now. So I'm actually getting them 3 inches wide or close to it. But so texturing the side because it's pretty cool. Nice. I have not seen that, but if you want to, I don't know, drop me a link for it or send me a PDF on my email, which is, I don't even know where you put me a link. I don't send my email around the channel. I don't have an actual email for my channel. I just have my email. Just drop it in one of the comments below, or a link to it, or I don't know, however you want to do it. Get in contact with me, and I'll get in contact with you, and you can fire it over to me, and we can look at it on channel, because that's funny. But anyways, so these are gonna be cool. I need like 20 of them to finish my tower. I got like 5 right now. I don't know. I need to do like a lot more, but I got those done last night, so hopefully they'll paint up cool, and I'll have some wooden tiles so I can do like taverns and stuff. I'm gonna start this week and get buff. Don't forget your diet, man. Diet's important. What you eat, not going on a diet. As I drink my coffee and eggnog. Because that's how I roll. At least I'm not drinking beer first thing in the morning, right? If I do these in the morning, we're gonna drink coffee. If we do them in the evening, we're gonna drink beer. I have a beer to drink on channel I just bought. from St. Ambrosia. I don't do Wylock's 1.25 inch squares, and I don't do them because I don't play a game that uses a grid. I get his concept behind it. It's a good idea. I don't particularly like his style of tiles just because I think they're too small and fiddly, but that's, I mean, mine are only 3 by 3 instead of 2 by 2. So it's only a little bit of a difference, but I don't like, I think it's a little bit too small and fiddly, and I don't like the half walls, um, which is why I use these. And then I have, when I need them, I have a little tiny wall, kind of like if you go back to DM Scotty's 2.5 next kind of concept, I think is what it was, where you had like a grid laid down and then you just put down the cavern walls on it. I have those so I can define areas if I need to. But Conan uses a zone system, so the DM kind of DM or GM, however you want to say it, says this is a zone and that's a zone, and usually it's surrounded by a piece of terrain, like a fountain might be a zone, and the town gate might be a zone, and the space between might be a zone. And then you can move from, with your standard action, you can move between two zones. You can go across. You could go from the gate through the open area to the fountain. And then if you do minor action, you could go from the fountain to the gate, or the fountain to the open area, or the open area to the gate. And if you use a free action, you can move within the zone. So it doesn't use that measuring system. So it's way more of a free-flowing combat system. And it doesn't have rules for I'm mobbing this guy so we get extra bonuses. Because frankly, in Conan, man, you hit a guy with a sword, he's going to be messed up. You just don't need to use it. We had a guy on the Conan group today ask how long he should expect his combats to last. And I was like, at most 3 rounds. And I don't think mine usually lasts that long, even with a really tough opponent, just because players are also equally tough in that game. So the tank guy in our party will inflict enough damage in a single round of combat to cause 3 of 5 wounds to those guys. And now you're trying to roll in you're trying to get successes essentially in Conan. So difficulty is 1 to 5. Every physical wound you have increases your chances of failure by 1. So your difficulty goes up by 1. So if you're starting with difficulty 1 to hit the player, and the player hits you first for 3 wounds, now you're difficulty 4. So now you need to get 4 or 5 successes to win, which is hard, man. So and then the next round they can't parry because they're again wounded and they die. So like 3 rounds if you're lucky, man. Game's brutal. And vice versa, if the DM decides that he wants his guys to go first because he wants it to be more exciting, if I put down my point of doom, which is one of the mechanics, I get to go first for one of my guys. And if he's equally powerful, he's going to do just as much damage to the PC most likely. So it's a brutal game, and all of that kind of jockeying for position, it's not in it, and it's not really part of the pulp stories either. And that's what they were going for. They were trying to get the action to be quick and fast paced, and they wanted the hero characters to be Conan-esque. And so if they roll into a bunch of tavern brawl guys with a sword, they're just going to cut guys down left and right. And that's just how the game works. You take 5 tavern guys, which they call minions, and they all have 1 wound each, and you put them in a mob. When you do more than 1 wound, it just goes on to the next guy. So if your 5-man minion team rolls in and your Conan-esque player character rolls in with a sword and just starts hacking guys, he's probably going to kill 3 guys in the first round. So, which doesn't leave many of the minion or the mobs. So it's pretty cool and pretty brutal that way. But as a GM, you need to understand that. And if you think you're going to throw 20 minions against your party to give them a challenge, you're wrong. It's not going to work. They're all going to die. And they're going to die in probably 3 rounds. So doesn't mean you can't make it challenging. I scared the crap out of my guys last time using Dungeons or Drunkards and Dragons, Runehammer now. Runehammer Games. I can't say it as well as he does. Runehammer Games, Hankerin, Brandish has his timer system for D4s. So I rolled those for like a summoning circle, and the wizards fucked off. So they went back to their black tower and left the players in this room with an exit, but with this summoning circle active and pulling 1 to 6 demons up every 1 to 4 rounds. They were not a happy campers, and they just ran away. It was hilarious. Except for the last two, they're trying to find our alchemist guy has this book like a journal, and it got stolen earlier by these guys trying to steal another book. So they just took all their books, and so I had this book in this chamber off in like a library room. And when these wizards summoned these demons and then fucked off, he's like, they took my book. And he just assumed that those wizards had his book, and he just went beeline past the demons and through the portal as well. And I'm like, he just left his book behind. Oh my God. I didn't see that coming at all. Can't trust your players, man. They'll just do crazy shit. But fortunately, two of the party stayed back and explored the last two rooms and found his book and ran past the demons because they weren't fighting them anymore. There's too many. But it was cool, and I really, really liked the timer system. And I tried it before having the dies below behind my screen, and frankly, having them on the game board was way, 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 way cooler, man. It was way cooler. They were like, "Oh my God, we only got another 2 rounds before those things come out again." Totally right. It was awesome. We got here too many games out there. Can't keep track of them all. Yeah, that's very, very true. Just started playing Warhammer Fantasy Role Playing online with a new group. That and D&D is all I can handle. Yeah, totally fair. I played back when I was like 19. Well, no, it's not even true. I stopped playing when I was 19. All through my like elementary school and high school kind of career, I played Red Box D&D, Blue Box D&D, all that kind of stuff. I played first edition AD&D, second edition AD&D. I played all the D&D stuff back then. Read a lot of Dragon magazine when it was cool. I guess it's cool now. It's just not an actual physical magazine anymore. So I had that. I had Description to Dungeon. I had all that cool stuff. I played all of those. Then we switched over to the Palladium system, largely because of Robotech. We played Robotech, Heroes Unlimited, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. We played all that stuff. A little bit of GURPS. I'm still playing the second edition. Yeah, that's cool. Uh, I don't remember a lot about the rules back then. In all honesty, like I remember Thaco. Everyone brings up Thaco. I'm like, oh, that's the last time I played D&D. Just about. I played a little bit of Pathfinder recently just to get my feet wet again before I started my Conan campaign, because I hadn't played a D&D game or a role-playing game in like 20 years. I was like, I don't know how to GM. Let's go watch some videos. So I watched a bunch of YouTube videos and just flew at it and gave it a shot. And it turned out pretty good, man. I mean, everyone's having a good time. I got cool terrain, which they all like because almost no one uses terrain in the real world. Like, there's a group of us that definitely use it online. There's definitely people who think it's cool, but I think most groups don't use it. They might use a battle mat and draw it on there, but I think in general it's the rarity versus the actual how people play, which is cool. I mean, people should play however they want, have a good time, because that's what it's all about. Totally subscribe to that. Yeah, and then like I said, I stopped playing when I was probably 18 or 19. Started playing Warhammer, and then I got bored with Warhammer because they kind of turned into a company that wanted money and nothing else, as far as I could tell. And then I dropped out of wargaming altogether, and I started playing in the SCA, which is Society for Creative Anachronism, which is like a medieval recreation group. If you're not familiar with it, we do all kinds of medieval stuff. Archery, we do armored combat with rattan weapons. Yeah, Greyhawk, nice. I never played Greyhawk. I was totally into Dragonlance though, man. Kryn forever, baby. Draconians, man, those things were cool. Yeah, no, never Greyhawk, always Kryn. Especially when they introduced the Minotaur player character race. Thought that was pretty badass. But yeah, so played SCA for 20 years pretty much. Now I'm not taking a break from it, but I've definitely stepped back because it was taking up every freaking weekend I had. So I stepped back, and now I'm doing a little bit more role playing, a little bit more gaming in general, so I can do other things with my friends, hiking more, getting out into the world more, which is a weird thing to say because I used to get out in the world a lot, just always in the medieval context where we were camping together with our buddies and friends and drinking and hitting guys with sticks. So pretty fun. Yeah. Ah, nice. Yeah, no, that's totally fair. It's not for everybody. It is a really cool group, and I got a lot of really good friends from there. In fact, all my really good friends, because I've been doing it for so long, have all been through that organization now. I mean, just because you're 19 when you join, you do nothing else for social activities pretty much until you're 40. You're like, that's where my family is now. So, a bunch of really good guys in there. bunch of weird people in there too. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a very inclusive organization. So you get all kinds of people, which is good and bad. But fun game. Like hitting guys with sticks. So, and that was part of it for me when I was 19 and 20 when I got into it. I'm like, why would I want to pretend to hit guys with a sword when I can go put on armor and hit my friends with a make believe sword, right? Which is make believe, but still hard. Like it still hurts. It seemed cooler to me at that point in my time in my life that I should go and actually do it versus roll dice about it. So now I'm like, I want to do both because I can see the advantages and the cool things for both of them. I can spend time with my friends where I don't have to drive 8 hours to a freaking event, and then I can just go and sleep in my own bed. It's pretty cool. Hanging out with your friends, man. That's what it's about, right? That's what it's about. So that's it. That's all I got. So I'm gonna say goodbye. Thanks for stopping by and having some chats with me today, because that's pretty rare for me. Usually this just goes by myself, which is okay, because I really just started this to get this section of my video off my craft videos, so they weren't a freaking half an hour long. I just wanted to still have it. I wanted to still talk to my channel and let them know I was still here and still had ideas and concepts and games, and it's always nice to see everyone else's take on things. But if you guys, I'm sure you guys are, at least I hope you are. If you're not subscribed, of course, click that little subscribe button and become a subscription, and I will continue to provide you guys with as much content as I can. And if it's cool, awesome. If it's not, let me know, and we can go forward from there. So thanks a lot for stopping by. Glad you enjoyed the channel. It's good to know people enjoy it. It's been a slow build up, but that's all I got, man. Have some beers this weekend. Have a good weekend. Cheers.